The Iron Age was a period from approximately 500 BC to 43 AD. Celtic culture established itself throughout the British Isles. The Celts lived in small communities or clans and shared a similar language, religious beliefs, traditions, and culture. Seabury Hill and Stonehenge were two prehistoric architectures located in Wiltshire, Britain. The Stonehenge is still mysterious today because it was built with stone from over 200 miles away from Wales.
Roman army had been building an empire across Europe, including in Britain. The Romans brought to Britain many changes in legal systems, ways of life, culture, and road and building systems. However, Roman Britannia and its transit disappeared in Britain quickly because they conquered as a matter of colonial control rather than large-scale settlement.
The Saxons were people from the Germany who migrated to the island of Britain around the 5th century. Three main people were the Saxons, the Angles, and the Jutes. After these people moved to Britain, they became known as the Anglo-Saxons and established the Kingdom of England. They brought great agricultural revolution to Britain by introducing new farming methods, crop rotation, and finding thousands of self-sufficient villages.
The Viking Age, 7903-1066 AD, is the period of the Scandinavian, during which the expanded empire settlements throughout Europe. The Vikings were Norwegian Swedes and Danes, men who were usually farmers, traders, blacksmiths, and craftsmen. They took to raiding towns, churches, killing and looting. The most significant development of their period was the emergence of two kingdoms of nearly unified territories, England and Scotland.
In 1066, William, the Duke of Normandy, defeated the Saxon king Harold Godwinson at the Battle of Hastings. William the Conqueror took over the existing state system, introduced the feudal approach to governing England, controlled the population through a network of castles, and eradicated the practice of slavery. The 14th century in England saw a great famine and the Black Death, catastrophic events that killed around half of England's population.
The Tudors are the most famous English royal dynasty. At that time, England became divided by a struggle for the England throne between two dynasties, House of Lancaster and House of York, called the Wars of the Rosy. Henry Tudor, Henry VII, Hugh Richard III as Bosworth fell, and Yorkists were defeated. Henry VIII is best known for his 6 wives. During his sovereignty, Henry VIII presided over the foundation of the Church of England, a remodeling of government, and a major growth in the importance of Parliament. He split the English Church away from the Pope and Catholicism in order to divorce.
On taking the throne, Mary I took part in an unpopular marriage to Philip II of Spain and returned England to the Catholic faith. Her actions in bringing back the heresy laws and executing 300 Protestants earned her the nickname Bloody Mary. Elizabeth I got the name the Virgin Queen, since she's never married. Elizabeth returned the country to the Protestant faith under her reign. England grew strong in terms of global discovery and international diplomacy, while literature and the arts flourished.
King James I and VI, 1603-1625, became the first joint ruler of the kingdoms of both England and Scotland. After the death of the childless Tudor Queen Elizabeth I, the Stuart dynasty under James reign encountered a great economic failure and a conflict with England's Parliament.
The Gunpowder Plot was a plan to blow up the House of Lords and kill the King James I. The plotters were angry at the bad treatment of Catholics by the Protestant king. They filled the cellar that ran underneath the House of Lords with 36 barrels of gunpowder. However, it was failed, and Guy Fawkes was in charge of lighting the fuse.
The Civil War was a series of battles fought from 1640 to 1651 between the King Charles I side and the Parliament side, led by Oliver Cromwell. The reasons were mostly about power, allegiance, and luxurious lifestyle of the king. This resulted in the execution of Charles, followed by 11 years of the Commonwealth, when England had no monarch.
The Great Plague of London was the epidemic of plague that ravaged London, England. From 1665 to 1666, it killed an estimated 100,000 people, almost a quarter of London's population, in 18 months. The plague was caused by the Yersinia pestis bacterium, which usually transmitted through the bite of uninfected roughly. The hot summer, limited effectiveness of medicine, and poor knowledge about disease seem to be the causes of the epidemic.
The Great Fire of London in 1666 began accidentally in Puddingland near London Bridge. Although very few people died, the fire destroyed a large part of London. Within a few days of the fire, a plan to rebuild the city was presented. Streets were made wider and wooden houses were replaced with brick and stone buildings. Today, the Great Fire commemorated by the management, a column erected in the 1670s.
Queen Victoria ruled Britain for over 60 years, from 1837 to 1901. Britain under the Victorian era was the most powerful and wealthy country in the world. Britain's reach extended across the globe because of its empire, political stability, and revolutionary developments in transport and communication. During the Industrial Revolution, technology changed largely in Victorian Britain with the invention of steam engine by James Watt, bicycle, textile, and the advancements of railway systems.
Brexit, written as it, is the withdrawal of the United Kingdom (UK) from the European Union (EU) in the referendum held in 2016. The majority of people, 51.9%, wanted to leave the EU. The UK left the EU on 31 January 2020. This withdrawal changed the balance of power in the EU. The freedom of movement principle between EU and the UK area also changed. On top of that, the economic impact was negative for the UK, Ireland, and the rest of EU.